You're listening
to the CD Baby DIY
Musician
Podcast.
Hey there, and welcome to episode number 70 of the CD Baby DIY Musician Podcast. My name is Kevin Bruner, your host for the show, and this week you're going to hear from Works Progress Administration. Just in case you haven't heard of Works Progress Administration, or WPA, it's a new group headed up by Glenn Phillips from Toad the Wet Sprocket, Sean Watkins from Nickel Creek, and Luke Bola, who plays for numerous artists such as Lyle Lovette. The guys just released their debut album, and even with their major label background, they're doing most of the behind-the-scenes work themselves. We were fortunate to actually have the guys stop by the CD Baby offices on the first day of their West Coast tour to record this interview and play us a couple songs live. But this interview was actually recorded for the Music Discovery podcast, but many of the topics covered in our conversation I thought would be interesting to our DIY Musician Podcast listeners as well. So enjoy a little conversation and live music from Works Progress Administration.
Like a flower from my little boat, I'm doing fine now, good as ever, never been better. Shut my mind down, pull that lever, make me forget so I won't regret. Razor blade.
Well, that is the sound of Works Progress Administration joining me here for a special edition of the CD Baby Music Discovery Podcast. How's it going, guys? It's the first day of your tour. Is that correct?
No, we just did a little thing out. Played Atlanta, Nashville, Columbia, Asheville, Raleigh. So just got off of that, and we're going down the West Coast now. So it's started up quite nicely. Shows have been great. Today's all been minutia so far, but we can't wait to play the show. That'll make the day excellent.
I'd like to hear a little bit about how you guys got together, because I didn't mention your names yet, but it's Glenn and Sean and Luke. You guys, in your own right, could be called a super group, but then beyond that, you have all these other great players backing you up. How did all this come together?
Well, we actually played a show. It was a show of Glenn's at the Libero Theater in Santa Barbara, and he invited my sister and I to come up and play. And Luke was in town, and so he came up, and then we also invited Benmont Tench and Greg Leese, who play with my sister and I a lot at this club in Hollywood called Largo, and it was just a really fun time, and that was kind of the first time I think we had an inkling that this could be really fun, and so we also knew Pete Thomas and Davey Farragher from a tour that we'd done a while ago with Glenn Phillips, just called Mutual Admiration Society. We made this record a long time ago. Anyway, so we just kind of, made the record because we wanted to see what it would sound like as an experiment, and we didn't, have any idea. We didn't have a band name or, any sort of, marketing plan. Although maybe we should have, but it was just, for us, it was the most free, creative way to do it. And since then, we've tried to suss things out and figure out who we are, and so, here we are. That was actually a couple years ago when we started recording it. And, we're really proud of the record and happy that we can take it out to people finally.
How do you manage so much talent in a band? It's usually like one guy is the talent, but in your band, it's like everyone's the talent. Is it challenging when it comes to songwriting, or do you guys just kind of all bring your own songs to the table and you just kind of all decide what gets on the record?
Well, the way this worked was, we just brought songs. Luke had some stuff, and Glenn and I, and we just brought it to the rehearsal. We did 3 days of rehearsal, and just kind of the songs that everybody likes and that resonate with any group of people become apparent, and you just sort of you just kind of keep the good ones, and those guys are so good at communicating, and they're such. Everybody respects each other a lot, and so it sort of just manages itself,
Yeah, the creative part of the band has been amazingly easy. Everything else is complicated. But the creative part is wonderful.
Which I'm kind of curious about because all of you have plenty of experience in the business. Glenn and Wet Sprocket, Sean and Nickel Creek. Luke, you play for Lyle Lovette. How is this different from your past experiences? Is it now that the business is changing some, is it kind of more you guys just doing it on your own, or do you still have that machine behind you some?
No, there's zero machine.
Is that kind of a nice change for you?
Well, it's odd because it means you can do whatever you want to do, but it also means you don't have any resources to do it. So there's a lot more freedom, but there's a whole lot more risk. And it's a challenge to figure out how to make things work and how to kind of get above the noise level at all. The beauty of the current market is there's so much music out there, and the problem of getting any distinction is that there's so much music out there. I mean, just to even find something is so difficult now, so it's a real challenge, especially without the major market funds to get people to kind of notice what you're doing. Then again, once again, the business side of thing, it's strange. I've been doing indie albums for a long time and kind of been on and off all kinds of labels, and I don't really know what works anymore. The main thing is like playing music you love and getting out there, and if people like it, they seem to respond to it. So that's that the asset we have is that we can go out and can play and sing and represent pretty well for what we did. So that's our job.
I have to commend you guys on the artwork for the album. Now with the digital world, so many people kind of make it an afterthought, but I really thought you guys did a great job with the posters for all the songs. Was that something you guys decided you really wanted to give the fans, something that made the CD special over just the downloads?
Well, there's all these. The whole thing with Works Progress Administration is that there was so much art that got commissioned by the government during that period, and there's this just wellspring of kind of public access art, and the idea of remixing things. And it was great when we got the name for the band. It's the only thing I've ever been involved with. It's like, oh, the merch is going to be easy, just because there's this beautiful stylized artwork just waiting there, and it's all public domain. And so it was a lot of fun to go in and kind of match things. Go into the government archives and try to find the stuff that matched a song and put the remixes together. And then the cover art is partially based on a Work Builds Confidence poster, the main character, and the rest of it's a company out of Boston called Alphabet Arm that kind of put together that original thing. So we're hoping that that Apple finds it irresistible and decides to plaster it all over some ad for the Nano. Because once again, that's the kind of thing you need these days. It's strange.
That's true. Well, my friend saw you guys in Atlanta and said it was amazing, and obviously I haven't seen the show yet because you're playing tonight in Portland. What are you guys doing live that you think is working well for you?
Well, it depends. I mean, we've gone out. We did the album. The album was recorded in 5 days. We rehearsed for 3 days, recorded for 5 days, and so that's what we sounded like. I think we overdubbed harmony vocals, and we re-recorded like 2 lead vocals. But that was what we played. And so live is, I guess, like the other takes of that. And so, I mean, there's a lot of improvisation, a lot of just give and take.
There's a couple of new songs in there too. Some old songs that we've sung for a while. It kind of worked up in this style, and it's been fun to throw some stuff that's not on the record in the shows too, a little bit. And also partially the rotating cast thing too. I've got some I think a couple of, well, besides the 3 of us, Greg Leese is going to be there tonight, and then there's a couple of new people going to be there. Sean's sister Sarah is working today, and she's elsewhere, but my sister, who has played music with Sean and Sarah and myself for years and years, is going to come down from Seattle and sit in with us tonight. And so it's going to be fun. It's just live. There's opportunities for new stuff to happen.
Awesome. So is this a one-time deal, or is there future plans to keep this band going with more records and albums coming soon? Or?
We all really want to keep doing it. We need to find ways of making it sustainable, and the logistics once again have been kind of intense. one of the great things about the last tour leg we did was going out as a 5-piece, getting a rhythm section, and getting to see how much the three of us could stretch out, and it was really great to see how well it worked, and it's in this form that I don't know, we were maybe worried was reduced. It's been an odd project to build out because it's got, we'll show up and it will be featuring members of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and it's like, well, Ben's not actually here tonight.
No, that one just said featuring Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works to get people to the show.
Well, but not really. I mean,
Why is this show so well attended?
and why do they seem so surprised?
They
at
keep
what
yelling,
got?
"Play Free Fallin'."
Yeah, but I mean so it's great that we have these other things, but we're really mostly interested. We're just really proud of the songs. We're fans of each other's music. I mean, my favorite thing in the shows has been with Luke, who's played out with a lot of people, and he's had exposure but very little as far as singing his own songs and being out there in front, and like seeing an audience who's maybe familiar with Nickel Creek or familiar with me and who's never heard Luke before, and getting to see people hear him sing live for the first time and hear him play live for the first time is just awesome. And so we're all fans of each other, we're all supporters of each other, and it's just been great to go out and get to create something new, and even something where between bringing in there's audience members who you can tell are like bluegrass, hardcore bluegrass fans and know nothing of my stuff, and there are people from me who even have gone, well, I don't really like that kind of music, but this works okay, and so it's been cool to make our own little genre here and do something that we're all proud of, and hopefully get people's minds to open in a little new way.
Well, cool. I know you guys have a tight schedule and need to get going, but before you go, you're going to play a couple songs, and I guess the first song is Always Have My Love?
That it is.
1, 2, 3.
House was made of tinder, and we both set off the flames. I went wild in the wreckage, you went off into the smoke. There shouldn't be a chance we could recover, shouldn't be holding you so close. I still see you as you are, for the tears beneath the scars, kisses sweet and words so rough. You will always have my love. I've no interest in perfection, just want some honesty. Our little indiscretions are just spittle in the sea. Why'd we think that we were different? Well, everybody knows it's nothing new. So someone might have spent the night beside you. He can't love you like I do, 'cause I still see as you are, for the tears beneath the scars, kisses sweet and words so rough. You'll always have my love. I can see
That was Works Progress Administration, and the new album is available at CD Baby, iTunes, and everywhere where you get great music. Thanks again, guys, for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and have fun in Portland tonight.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the CD Baby DIY Musician Podcast. Thanks again to Glenn, Sean, and Luke of WPA, Works Progress Administration, for being on the show. I'll put a link to their album in the show notes at cdbabypodcast.com. And just so you know, we have a whole lot more episodes in the works, lots of interviews coming up. And so if you'd like to weigh in with your thoughts, comments on this show or any previous show, or just want to tell us some success stories, things that are working for you, or share a mistake story, feel free to weigh in on our listener line at 206-426-5683, and you might just end up on the show yourself. You can also email us at info@cdbabypodcast.com, and that's going to do it. So we'll catch you next time.
Unless we rise up early, rise up early. They cast your brother as a demon, your lover as a whore. All manner of lies justify our wars. They sell the water in the well now, the stars in the sky. There's nothing so sacred that we won't buy, and it will not change ever unless we rise up early, rise up early, rise up, rise up, rise. There is a silence in the bedroom, a rustle in the hall, in the shadow of a love that became a wall. And it will not fall ever.
You've been listening to the CD Baby DIY Musician Podcast, broadcasting from Portland, Oregon, USA.